roommate's playing Kanye and I can hear it. Like, Kanye's going insane right now.
Yeah, I know. What is even up with them?
Okay. I gotta do this through Twitter or through my computer.
Dude, where has Boat God been, bro? I thought that was gonna be our loyal viewer.
I don't know where he went.
I can like intro this one, I guess, because you've done all the
right.
other ones.
Go for it.
All right, welcome back to another stream. We're gonna talk about football and basketball, a rarity, because we've got the Nuggets and the Magic tonight. The Nuggets winning 121-111, and then obviously the biggest game of the football season, the Super Bowl, the Rams and the Bengals.
Yes.
With the Rams knocking the Bengals off. And I guess obviously it's more important game than a regular season Nuggets Magic game. So
yeah,
we'll talk about the Rams and the Bengals first, kind of break down that game. Maybe like see what the future is for these teams, and especially one player on the Rams, Beckham Jr. I don't know why I said Odell Beckham. We'll see what happens with him. Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I was about to say Aaron Donald, if he retires somehow. That came out of absolutely nowhere.
I know. Von Miller, maybe? I don't know.
Coming back. He's coming back home, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires, though.
Yeah.
If Von retires. Because, like, he wanted the Super Bowl so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he got it, like, I feel like he's probably content with his career so far.
Yeah.
But hopefully there's one last ride in Denver.
Let's get into this game.
Yes.
I think the first part that really stood out to me was the Bengals going for it on their first possession of the game, going for it on fourth down, which was kind of odd considering the Rams got a total of 1 yard on their first possession.
Yeah.
And then this Bengals fourth down conversion failure led to a Rams touchdown. So I don't really agree with it. Like, I would say, I mean, I guess I understand coming out aggressive like that. It is only a 4th and 1 and kind of no man's land. But I also think if you pin them back, if you pin the Rams back and you got your defense, a good run stopping defense, as we saw through this game. But I just think pinning them back inside the 10, maybe inside the 5, and then getting the ball back. If your defense stops them, getting the ball back at midfield, I think would have been better.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, I understood why going for, like you said, coming out aggressive. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. You got to go big or go home. And we saw it with the Mixon throwing a touchdown. Like, that offense is aggressive. But I don't know. I feel like the emotions might have gotten the best of Zach Taylor. And he does that a lot. Like, he's very similar to Brandon Staley. And we're like, if it's fourth down, they're close to midfield, he's going to go for it. Like, that's just the type of
super analytical. I saw like the Bengals chances to win went up by like 1.3% because they decided to go for it. It's like the numbers never lie, I guess, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like all the numbers. I just feel like having like the flow of the game really, the momentum kind of dictates it.
Yeah.
And that number doesn't take into account. It would be a 1.3% against the Jags as it would be against the Rams.
Yeah.
Too. It doesn't take into account how good the Rams are.
Also doesn't take into account momentum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and just the feel of the game.
Yeah. And the fact that it's like the Super
really
Bowl.
Was. Yeah, exactly. I guess that I was gonna say there really wasn't too much of a feel because it was like the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
But I just think I don't know. I don't know. I like being aggressive at times. I don't know. I would say I'm more conservative than aggressive would be my liking. I guess just taking field goals and getting momentum that way.
Yeah, especially
Old
in
teams
like
lead.
the early parts of
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
I'm probably the same way. Like I'm pretty conservative. At least like my thinking would be
yeah.
conservative in early parts of the game, just to like find a rhythm. Don't give them any opportunities to strike first. If you're not able to strike first, do not let them do it.
Hmm.
But the like if in like second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, if you have an opportunity to kind of like step on their throat, then you
Yeah.
do it.
No, yeah, for sure. I don't mind that. And then yeah, obviously that fourth down failure led to the Rams touchdown and them um and the Rams offense in this first half up until Odell got hurt, I think looked really good. Like
Yeah.
that drive, that touchdown drive, and then they had another touchdown drive, which was like a solid 6 play, 75-yard drive. And then Odell got hurt.
Yeah,
This
everything.
one, yeah.
It was like mid second quarter probably, and like everything slowed down after that. I mean,
Yeah, okay. So Stafford threw the pick after Odell got hurt.
yeah, yeah, and like it was just Ben Skoranek had he was their wide receiver 2 at that point. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, or he was their wide receiver 3 because Van Jefferson was up there. But like yeah, it was just their offense got so bad after that happened because I feel like a lot of people forget that Robert Woods is also supposed to be on this team, but like
Yeah, I know.
the second they signed Odell, Robert Woods tears his ACL. So Odell is like immediately the wide receiver 2 instead of the 3. So if they had Robert Woods in this game, I don't think it's nearly as close as it was. Like their offense does not lose a rhythm.
And they were missing their 2 tight ends, Higbee
Yeah.
and Blanton
Mm-hmm.
were both out. And that led to, I think, oh my God, what is his name? He kind of, Bryson Hopkins. He caught one on the last drive of the game. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of injuries on the offensive end for sure. And I guess we'll talk about the ending later, but Stafford coming through with all those injuries.
Yeah.
I think it was impressive.
Yeah. It was a good game. We were talking about it before we started recording, but like it was a good game. Like it, even when you take into account what it's following, I mean, the championship games were all really good games. The divisional round was the best division round in NFL history. Even the wild card had a couple of good games. So like this game, like it just didn't feel
I know.
like good.
Yeah, it's weird because it was a good game.
Yeah.
And there were like big plays, but I don't know, it just felt like slow or something.
Maybe it's because neither of us like cared who won as much.
Yeah.
Like literally every single season,
nervous or anything.
Every single season that I've watched football, and almost every single game, I have a vested interest in who who wins. Mm-hmm. Like whether it's regular season or playoffs, like I'm like, okay, this team cannot win or this team cannot lose. Like I want someone else to win. But in this game, like I really didn't care. Like I was very content with either team winning. I think that's why. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Like I thought that I would be like, oh, nice, cool. I don't have to care. But now I'm like, you know what? Maybe I may have to care because I did not like I enjoyed watching it, but it didn't like hit like a Super Bowl. Like,
I
don't know.
And maybe like just the amount of ads they put in and the big halftime show, like maybe that just kind of disrupted.
Yeah,
I don't know, because I mean they're putting in ads like after every single day,
every single thing. Yeah.
So they usually don't do, but they got to do for the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Maybe that made it felt a little weird, but I mean, back to the Rams offense. I thought it was doing really well without Odell. I think Stafford started like 11 for 12.
Yeah, something really, really good.
Yards and 2 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, he was playing well.
Yeah,
and then but the Bengals defense really picked it up too. Like even like obviously Odell got hurt, but then when he got hurt, they started sending more pressure. Their line started winning more battles, which I think that doesn't have anything to do with Odell getting hurt. But they started controlling the pace more. Mm-hmm. Sam Hubbard and Logan Wilson both had really, really good games. They were everywhere out there. Amazing. Yeah, Logan Wilson I think pretty sure he led the postseason in tackles.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But I mean, he had a really good game. I'll talk about him as well later. But like, Bengals definitely played well enough to win this game. They had their chances to win this game in the fourth quarter and in the third quarter. Like they had their chance to step on their throat. It's like they score a touchdown first play of the second half, and I mean Higgins, I mean he got away with the offensive pass interference, but then they get the interception right
Yeah.
after.
After that, it felt like, oh God.
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold on. Like this is, and we talked about this too. Like for the Bengals to win, their defense had to make plays like this. Like they had to create turnovers. They had to like make big momentum plays, and they did. Their defense played well enough to win this game, but man, that they couldn't score a touchdown after that, and it kept it a one possession game, even with the missed extra point that Los Angeles had.
Yeah.
So then they had fourth quarter drives they couldn't score on. Their offensive line struggles finally caught up. Burrow got sacked 7 times, and it was just like he finally caught up to them.
I think it was 6 times in the second half too.
Yeah, the first half they were pretty clean, and then I don't know.
Yeah,
they just really faded. So
yeah, but yeah, I mean the Bengals had a lot of opportunities to make this a 2-possession game, and really like it felt like the Rams offense just couldn't do anything at all in the second half. I mean, it was punt. There were 3 straight drives for the Rams of punt in the second half, and the Bengals had 4 straight drives of punt.
Yeah.
And like if you convert one of those drives for a touchdown, you're up 27-16. Or if you convert the touchdown after the interception instead of getting a field goal, you're up 24-13. And when it gets to like 27-16 and the offense can't move or anything, it gets tough. But they left the door open for Stafford, one of the clutchest quarterbacks probably of all time.
Yeah. He's been clutch literally since he came into the league.
Yeah.
And this is crazy. The first season you put a competent team around him, he wins the Super Bowl.
I know
that is insane.
Yeah.
Like he had good teams in Detroit, but the first true contender he has is a Super Bowl champion. Like that is insane. That's ridiculous. So
yeah, and I wanted to also like talk about that too. Like there's a lot of talk about should he be in the Hall of Fame? Should he not be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
I don't really know. Like
he's still like young. He's like what, 33, 34 probably.
Yeah.
Like he still probably has 3 to 4 good to great seasons left in him. And if he's able to, make the playoffs, win some more games, he gets one Super Bowl and he moves into the top 10 all time in passing and touchdowns. Because right now he's 12th in both. He moves into the top 10 for passing yards and passing touchdowns with a Super Bowl, and he gets some more Pro Bowl nods and stuff. Like of course he's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like right now it's just a longevity thing, but like once he starts getting more postseason appearances, he's gonna make it. And it's kind of the same deal with Calvin Johnson. Like Calvin Johnson, he put up so many stats, but it was the team around him sucked because it was Detroit. So like obviously he's not gonna be able to do anything in the postseason because he never got there. So if Stafford's able to stay healthy for the next 3 to 4 seasons, have seasons not like this one because he threw for 5,000 yards again, but 4,000, 4,500 yard seasons, 35 touchdowns, 2 to 3 more of those he'll be in easily.
Yeah, that is definitely a good point. I think there's also like discussion of like Matt Ryan or Matthew Stafford. Who do you take to get in the Hall of Fame? Like if it just ended like now. Obviously Ryan has the MVP, Stafford has the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan is a lot older too, so
he is. He's got like 3 or 4 seasons on him.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I Ryan has those 3 to 4 extra like great seasons. So he's in the top. I don't know if he's in top 5, but he's like top 7 all time in yards, completions, touchdowns, like all that. So you just give Stafford a couple more years, he'll be
it's probably too early to be talking about that. The Hall of Fame has like eased up too a bit.
I guess not for DeMarcus Ware though somehow.
Oh yeah, dude, that Hall of Fame list that they put in, I was like annoyed at myself. I knew like one guy, literally one guy, 2 maybe. The rest of the guys I've never heard of.
I knew Cliff Branch and Richard Seymour.
I knew Richard Seymour. I don't think I
The
can tell
fact that
you.
Richard Seymour
I've
made
heard
it in
of
over
both.
DeMarcus Ware is just a joke,
Yeah.
like a complete joke. There's no way that Richard's like, I don't. I get they play different positions, but like Ware is
Yeah, I
like
mean,
one of the
there's no
best
way
pass
this
rushers
guy's
of all
better than.
time. He's led the league in sacks twice. He was an All Pro more times. He was a Pro Bowler more times. He's a Super Bowl champion, which Seymour never was. So like, I don't know.
Seymour was actually.
Wait, really?
He,
Oh, did he win one? Win with the Patriots?
he won 3 with the Patriots.
Oh, he was. Oh,
So I
I
mean,
thought he came in after that. Dang, I didn't know he was in the league that long. Dang.
no, I mean he's actually young. He's only 42. Um, he started his career like 2001, which is
Oh, the
right when
first.
Brady started. Really.
Oh, okay. I thought. Dang. I thought he came in after the dynasty. Okay,
Mm.
if he has 3 championships, I understand. Then it makes sense. But the fact that
But still, I
Ware
don't. It's so
didn't make
hard.
it-
Like, I don't know about these Super Bowl like champion accolades are so like interesting because like yeah, they matter a lot for quarterback, but it's like a guy like Richard Seymour. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I mean, no, it does add to whatever the
Mhm.
whatever.
The legacy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
legacy.
Yeah.
But I mean, DeMarcus Ware like 14 sacks, 20 sacks, 11 sacks, 15 and a half sacks, 19 and a half sacks. I mean, he's better.
He had one of the most dominant primes in NFL history, and I don't get it. I don't understand. Even when he came to Denver, like he was definitely out of his prime when he came to Denver, and he was still
10 sacks.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it made no sense to me why they took him out. But yeah, no, I mean, Stafford, he clutched up on that last drive. He made some throws. I mean, the throw everyone's talking about was that the no look to Cup, and like when they showed that throw in real time on the last drive, they just showed a replay of it after they scored. I was like, why is Von Bell biting up so much on that? Like your zone is there, and Cooper Cup's coming on the backside. Like you have to know to just stay there and you let him take the underneath stuff. But then they slowed it down, and I was like, oh, like he was never looking at Cup. He was looking at Hopkins or whoever it was the entire time. And it was just, I mean, he does that so much, and he's so good at it.
Yeah, that was a crazy throw. And to do it like in that spot too in the Super Bowl on your last drive of the game.
It like Von Bell still played it pretty well. I mean, he didn't
I know he almost got a hand on it.
He didn't bite up like completely. He didn't fully commit to going on the underneath. Like he stayed back, but I mean, it was just enough. It was like inches away. So yeah, the refs were there was a story in the last quarter as well. They had no impact on the game besides the Higgins touchdown. But I mean, even then, like it was still a game at that point. Like the Rams still had chances to tie the game regardless. So
yeah.
They didn't have an impact up until the last drive. And like I still don't think it was pass interference or holding or whatever it was on Logan Wilson. I think that was perfect defense. They were allowing that contact all game long. Especially on the Rams side. The Rams were playing extremely physical off the line. So I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. So that was like the play that changed it, because then you get put on the 1 yard line, and that would have made it 4th and goal. So they had to play like 6 or 7 downs in goal to go situations. That's too much for the Cincy defense. And the Cincy defense has stepped up in every single point in the postseason. Like you look at wildcard game, the Raiders had 1st and goal. They stopped them. They got an interception to end it. The Titans had really good field position. They get an interception and Cincy wins. The Chiefs had 1st and goal going in to win it at the end of regulation in the championship game, and they hold them to 3. So they've been really good in those points, but it was just one too many, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't really like just saying like the refs against the Bengals or
no,
whatever,
it was on both sides.
Yeah, and it's like like play better earlier in the game to not put
Exactly.
yourself in that position. But I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
it is weird how the flags just all of a sudden started to come out.
Yeah.
Um,
It was hilarious that Eli Apple was the guy who got targeted. Like he was, I don't know why he was on Cup the whole last drive.
it seems like it should be like a Woozier. Yeah.
Yeah, Awuzie had a great game.
Yeah, he did.
He had the interception. He was making tackles all over the place. He was playing good defense. Like I really didn't get why they didn't have him on it. But Eli Apple was covering Cup, and they just kept going right at him.
Yeah,
So
and he's getting just torched. It's crazy how these players literally have no respect for Eli. I've never seen like this much like public outlash against like a player and, and a former teammate. I mean, you even have like Michael Thomas, who's teammates with him in college and with the Saints.
That's
And
what I was when I saw Michael Thomas, I was like, wait, didn't you play with this dude for like 6 total seasons? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, and usually like the college guys are like, you know, it's like a brotherhood, like a fraternity, like they all like each other, and he's like an Eli.
The even funnier part is he brought it completely on himself. Like this isn't just people like having random beef with him. Like this is him. This goes back to when they played Denver and he shut Judy out and he had no catches. Judy was burning him the whole game. It's just Drew and Teddy could not throw the ball. So like that was the funny part. Like he is 100% on him.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking.
No, I don't know. I like Eli Apple just because you know, the whole Ohio State thing. And I just think it's funny how like he's like the only player who just goes on Twitter after the game and just absolutely
immediately starts talking.
So I just find that funny. Like if you're not not taking it like too seriously, especially like if it's not against like your team, like the Judy thing, that was kind of annoying. But then he like went to just, you know, like kill the Ravens and the Steelers or something. I don't know.
He wanted to smoke with everybody. Like
he literally didn't he call Lamar Jackson like, I think he literally said he was like a running back or something, or like Lamar can't make that throw or something.
Yeah, probably.
It's crazy.
He's definitely got Twitter fingers, which is hilarious. I respect it. I respect the commitment to just like wanting everyone.
I mean, he's just like a troll, like in real life troll, but
I respect it. I respect it. I saw a meme like during Pro Bowl week, and it was like Eli Apple looking at the script that the NFL hands him when he has to give Cooper Kupp a free touchdown in the fourth quarter. It's like that's exactly what happened to.
I know.
That was funny. Speaking of Kupp had an insane season, but like to cap it off with the game that he had, like that might be the greatest wide receiver season of all time.
That's what I was about to say.
Because I mean, you go triple crown, offensive player of the year, all pro first team, and Super Bowl MVP. I mean, come on.
That hasn't been done before in a single season.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Rice did it over his career. But I mean, God,
Cooper Kupp just did it in one season. That's a phrase. That's once again, like you talk about Stafford, like you put a competent team around him, boom, Super Bowl champion. You give Kupp a top 10 quarterback, and he becomes he has the greatest receiver season in NFL history by like a wide.
I know, it's like not even really that close.
Yeah. So
it is crazy.
That is it's very, very poetic that it ended with Stafford and Kupp. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't really care who won this game. I was happy that the Rams won. I love seeing Vaughn get one. Vaughn had a great game as well. Like if Kupp didn't have as good of a game as he did and the Rams were still able to win, Vaughn probably would have gotten MVP. Him or Donald.
Yeah. Because
Vaughn had 2 sacks. There was a stat they said like he now has the most sacks in Super Bowl history, and he's tied with Charles Haley. Charles Haley played 5 Super Bowls, so obviously he's gonna have a lot. And Vaughn's played 2, and he has 4.5, which is just ridiculous. So hopefully he can come back to Denver. Hopefully he has one last ride with the Broncos. I would love to see it.
Man, literally that is a position of need. That's not
exactly. Yeah, we need some edge rushers.
Yeah.
Especially if we trade Chubb for Rodgers or Russ, like we need somebody there. and he's clearly still has it. He's not washed at all.
Yeah, no, and maybe we need to like. I feel like I've just been underrating Cup like this entire. Maybe he is the best receiver in the league. Like,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think
It
it's
doesn't
Chase.
seem like it. Doesn't feel like it. But
Yeah,
like,
it's really weird. It's like
I mean, he's
Jokic.
always open though.
Yeah, it's like Jokic. He's like, oh, you look up on the screen. Cup has 10 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. It's like, how? When?
I know.
He's always in positions to make plays.
He kind of feels like the Travis Kelce of like receivers. How he just like finds.
Yeah.
It's like you're looking at Kelce and you're like, guard him, please. Like, why is he wide open?
Yeah.
And it's just because he's so good. And maybe that's kind of the same thing with Cup because like they're not like the fastest.
No.
I don't know.
McVay does a phenomenal job of putting him in positions to succeed too. Like he'll put him in spots to like where he'll be up against a linebacker or a safety in the slot, or he'll be in motion and the man will switch or something. Like he puts him in a lot of different sets to get him in favorable spots. That's why I don't think he's the best receiver in the league, because he doesn't normally always win the same one-on-one matchup. He is always moving around. He doesn't face the same guy all the time. He faces a lot of linebackers in coverage. I've noticed that. Case in point, and Logan Wilson. I mean, he's a linebacker on a Cup, and he did a good job. But like he gets a lot of linebackers in coverage just because of where he's lined up in the backfield. But I mean, after the season he had, you got to have a really good argument to not have him number one.
Yeah.
Like,
at least my man Jamar Chase showed out too.
He had a really good game.
Kind of. I mean, only 5 receptions, but he had that crazy catch, and then he broke some tackles on the Burrow like threw like a swing pass out to him. And it was behind him, and he made like a one-hand catch and then ran for the first down.
Yeah.
And then that last final play,
he was open.
He torched Ramsey.
He was open
again.
If the Bengals, I guess we should talk about what Cincinnati should do in the offseason. It's offensive line, because if Burrow had one extra second, it's a touchdown. Cincinnati takes the lead with like 30 seconds left.
Dude, that would have been so fun to watch if that happened.
Insane. Especially after what happened in the Buffalo KC game.
Yeah.
That would have been ridiculous. That would have been
like Burrow throws it and the camera just pans and it's just Jamar Chase wide open. Like literally
with
no
Ramsey
one around
on the floor.
Yeah.
Chase legitimately had he beat Ramsey a lot in this game. He won the one-on-one matchup to me. When they lined Ramsey up against like Higgins or Boyd, there was a play where Ramsey made a really good play on the ball, prevented a touchdown against Higgins.
Yeah.
And Boyd, he played pretty good coverage. But when he was up on Chase, I mean, Chase was torching him. Legitimately.
And I mean, like even that Higgins catch right after the second.
It was good coverage.
Deep ball. Yeah, I mean, it was good coverage, and he got ripped down. So it's like I don't really think that was.
It's not his fault. It was definitely not his fault. Yeah, but the Bengals have one thing that I see a lot of people is like, oh, the Bengals, they're gonna have another chance to get here. Like they'll be good. Like, are you sure about that? Like the Super Bowl is hard to get to.
It is so hard.
It is hard to get to. Because everyone thought, oh, the Panthers, they'll be back. They never got close. They win another playoff game after that. Everyone thought the Falcons, they'll be back. Nope. And you get close. Dan Marino, he had the greatest quarterback season of all time in his second year. Makes the Super Bowl. They never made another one again.
Yeah.
After they lost. So
I know it is.
It is tough
so
to get
hard,
back.
especially with all these like single elimination games.
Yeah.
And only one team getting a bye now. Like
especially with how insanely competitive the AFC is going to be over the next 5 to 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Like I would love for the Bengals to make it again. Personally, I love that team and the makeup of it, but man, they can definitely make it again. They can. They have the roster too. They have the draft capital too. They're gonna obviously address the offensive line. Hopefully, they have like a Chiefs type of offseason where they just go all in on the offensive line, because you have the weapons, you have the defensive capability. You might need some more corners, but like besides that roster is set. And if they play like they did this year, they definitely have the opportunity to get back. It's just the NFL postseason is the most unpredictable in any of the four major sports, like by far, because it's the only one that's single elimination.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you tell me at the beginning of the postseason, Cincinnati's going to the Super Bowl. I am like, there's no way. No way.
Yeah.
So, it's.
I mean, they're
tough.
just like the fun team, like in the playoffs, but they're like actually good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't have like, like many upcoming free agents. They have a lot of money to get a guy like Teron Armstead or something from the Saints, and then obviously draft. They have like all their picks. Like they haven't traded any picks for anyone. So they have all their picks, and yeah, I mean, so this team is definitely gonna stay. They're gonna make the playoffs like every year.
Probably. Yeah, they're gonna be a mainstay. I hope they're I hope they kind of take up the mantle of the Ravens, where like the Ravens and the Steelers, how like in the late 2010s, late 2000s, early 2010s, they had this like battle where they would always flip flop who won the division, and they would just have these insane, battles. I hope that the Bengals and the Ravens can kind of have that type of rivalry now, where it's just two quarterbacks going at it and just kind of like grit and grinding it out. I mean, Steelers won Super Bowls in that era. The Ravens won a Super Bowl in that era too. So hopefully something like that can happen with them, because I really like it's a very likable team, the Bengals.
Yeah, it is.
As much as the media tried to make them unlikable with how much they just like shoved them in their face.
Dude, it's kind of crazy. Like Joe Burrow went from like the most loved man to just instantly like the most hated guy.
Yeah.
Like in this like a week, like a couple days.
Yeah, it wasn't because none of it was his fault. He didn't say a word. He stayed the exact same. He just
just the media just riding him.
One thing that I'll say about this, I don't know if we'll talk about the Rams free agencies up, and then we'll get into some basketball things. But like one thing that I was really like, so Kid Cudi had an after party, and like the Bengals went to it because Kid Cudi's he was supporting the Bengals, so the Bengals went to it after, and they like so many people were like, "Oh, why did they lose? Like, why did they go to the after party?" It's like, you don't just. I'd rather go to a Kid Cudi concert than just sulk in my hotel room, do nothing. It's like they had a great season. There's definitely cause to celebrate for it. Like, they lost to a great team.
The AFC champions.
They play competitive. Like, you can sulk and it's like, oh, we could have won, or you can just like, you know what? It's a great season. No one expected us to be here. No expectations. We had fun. And obviously they believe they're gonna be back there.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
I think there was a lot more pressure on the Rams this game.
For sure. For sure.
I mean, a lot more, like
considering how much they have given up to assemble this team.
Yeah.
They like, if they don't win they have a lot of free agents this season. So, they're gonna give up. They would have no future.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about Odell, but it really sucks for him. And like,
I feel bad.
I don't know. Could he be another retirement possibility? Like,
I don't know. This is second ACL in 2 years.
I know who's really. God, it's just so annoying because he's so good, but like, who really wants to pay him again? Like,
maybe he just takes a season off.
Yeah, and then but by that time you're like 31, and like, are you in shape? I don't know. So maybe he goes out on top, I guess. Like,
that'd be crazy if the Rams lose him and Aaron Donald.
I know. Imagine that both of them just retire. And there were even like rumors of Sean McVay retiring.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I was like, he's like 35. Why would he retire? That was insane. But he said he's not retiring. Aaron Donald dodged every single question about that.
I know.
In the post game. So that makes me think he's actually considering it.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I see a lot of people saying that he would be the greatest defender of all time if he retired today, and I'm like, Lawrence Taylor still exists. Lawrence Taylor is still there. If you look at his resume compared to Aaron Donald's, like, Donald's is unbelievable. Like, it's ridiculously good. But Lawrence Taylor's is still a little bit better. He has an MVP, still the only defensive player to win that. And it was unanimous.
Yeah.
As a defensive player, which is just that's unthinkable now in today's time, considering how offense heavy everything is. And he has 2 Super Bowl championships. in compared to just now one. So
Right.
it'll be tough for Donald to beat that, but he's definitely like his resume is, I think, the second best. Like there's nobody. Lawrence Taylor is the only guy whose resume can top Donald right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, it's crazy what he's done in
Yeah.
8 years. Like
Yeah.
a Pro Bowl in every single year, 7-time All Pro, first team All Pro,
Yeah.
7 of the 8 years, 3 depoys, obviously the Super Bowl. This would be a good way to go out, I
It would.
guess.
It would.
I
I
mean,
mean,
like
he's still like in the middle of his prime. Like he still
yeah, I
has
know.
so much left. I find it hard to believe somebody that competitive and that good would just be like, nah, I'm out.
That would be crazy. Just like be like the biggest, not I mean, not really, I don't know. But like the what if
Yeah.
like he could have the most craziest resume if he
Yeah. Yeah. Because
doesn't
I mean, the
retire.
Rams they're still going to be a Super Bowl contender for the next like 3 seasons at
Yeah.
least, if they're able to keep this core around with Cup, Stafford, Donald, Ramsey. Like they're able to keep those four guys, like, and you just build around the rest with guys like Robert Woods and um, guys like Ashawn Robinson, who's been incredible. Cam Akers was really
Mhm.
good until the Super Bowl, but and Tyler Higbee is really good. Obviously, Van Jefferson as a wide receiver 3 is incredible. So like, you still fill out a team like that. That team is going to be
Yeah.
a Super Bowl contender. So Donald's going to have more chances. I find it hard to believe he's just going to step away like that.
Yep. That's true. Well, I think that wraps it up for football, right?
Yeah, yeah. Gotta wait another
Talk about
8 months. 8 months
Yeah.
until it's back. But it doesn't feel like that bad. Now I don't like feel bad that football's gone. It's kind of
Yeah, I
weird.
know. I don't either. And really, like, maybe when it's like 4 months into the off season, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
okay. Where's football? But like,
yeah.
it doesn't feel like the off season is. It doesn't feel like as it sounds. Like 8 months is a
Mhm.
long time, but I don't know. It doesn't really. I guess they just do a really good job of like spacing the draft out and free.
Yeah, like the combine is only in like a month.
Yeah,
The combine's
I mean,
coming up.
there's always like that dead period in like
Yeah,
June to whatever August.
yeah. And like free agency happens in April going into the
Yeah.
draft. Like there's still stuff happening. We'll still cover all the football stuff, but yeah, like it's a while until actual games are going to be played.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
sucks.
so I
But
guess
I'm excited, dude. Rogers, he could come up with a decision like in the next week, maybe even tomorrow. What if he goes on the McAfee show tomorrow?
I was just about to say that. Like after the honors show,
Yeah,
he said that like all the stuff he said at the conference, or not at the conference, but like at the honor show, like he gave the speech. He had like the Instagram post where he said that he was super grateful for everything, and all the reports are coming out that he's like pretty pleased with the Packers and what they're doing, and the reports that the Packers are going to do whatever it takes to keep him.
I mean, but
I feel like a decision can come pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, all the reports that came out about like the Packers like giving him the max deal or whatever, doing. I mean, like that was gonna happen regardless. It's not like I don't think that's anything new.
They would be stupid. The Packers want to keep him and Adams. They're gonna have to pay both of them like 60 to 70 combined just next season, and that would be really dumb because then once again you're not gonna have enough to pay Za'Darius Smith 100%. He's probably already gone, but if you give Rodgers and Adams that much money, you're not gonna be able to pay him. You're not gonna be able to give an extension to Jair Alexander. You're not gonna be able to give an extension to AJ Dillon, Rob Tunyon, Devondre Campbell,
Elgton Jenkins.
Jenkins is a free agent this season. They have a lot more problems than just Adams and Rodgers. So
I know.
Obviously, those are the two biggest ones.
It's been Rodgers and Adams like the past like 4 years, and
so they need other stuff.
Yeah,
and I still think this roster is like I think that team is still best in the division if Jordan Love just plays average and they keep most of the same guys and they're just able to put like a competent receiver next to him. I still think that team is the best in the NFC North, unless the Bears have a crazy jump. Or I mean, I think the Vikings are the most talented, but I don't know what their situation is going to be like. So I think unless the Bears take a crazy jump, that Packers are still going to be in the mix for a division win, a division title with Jordan Love. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also have to be confident in Jordan Love because if you get another 2 years of Rodgers, that's a first round pick down the drain. I mean, what's the point of drafting Jordan Love then if you're not gonna give him the reins at some point? He's gonna go into his
I
third
know, and
season
that's
with
how
no game
GMs
prep.
are evaluated. Like
Yeah,
John Elway was just kicked out of his spot because he couldn't draft a quarterback, even though he put a great team around, great talent pretty much every year.
yeah,
He just couldn't hit on a quarterback. So I mean, that's the GM's biggest, measuring stick. And if you just don't play Love, the guy you drafted,
mm-hmm.
I don't know, feel like it looks bad. But
No, it definitely does. So we'll see when that decision comes out. We will definitely talk about it immediately because it'll have great impact on our lives. So
yeah, literally.
because like if he stays, like I feel like Russell Wilson's probably gonna stay based on what the reports are. So if Russ stays and Rodgers stays,
Dude, that'd be so lame.
I would
That'd
be
literally be
devastated because then it's a rookie quarterback again, or it's Drew Lock. So it's like,
or it's like Jimmy. I don't know.
oh my, or Carson Wentz. If we trade for Carson Wentz, I'm gonna throw myself off.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I still feel like Drew Lock could be good.
I think he can be very good, especially in the system Hackett is gonna run.
Yeah, I know.
Like outside zone and shots, like that is exactly what he did at Missouri.
I feel like we're forgetting, like, we are like Drew Lock guys, bro.
Yeah.
And he played well the past 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
In the regular season, and like he still has that potential. Like I still feel like it's just I feel like just the names of like Rodgers and Wilson are just so tempting.
Like if you have a chance at getting them, like you have to.
Yeah.
Like regardless of the potential, you have too good of a roster to not.
But I can still get myself excited even if we don't get Rodgers or Wilson.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because I think if we don't get Rodgers or Wilson, I think Locke is gonna have the reins, unless we draft a quarterback. Because then if we draft a quarterback, the rookie's going to start immediately, or at least he should. I would not start. There's no reason to start Locke in his 4th season under his 4th offensive coordinator. So,
yeah. Well, we will see. Our basketball team won tonight.
Yes, the other Kroenke team.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully that gives some good luck or some more money.
I said, I was like, yes, the Nuggets are going to get a practice facility now. Because they won, but then I was like, oh wait, Kroenke has to pay off the $800 million lawsuit that St. Louis has on him. So we'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
This game was kind of weird. Like, it didn't feel like. I mean, it felt like we were like in control, I guess, the entire time, but it was just kind of ugly. Like, lots of turnovers again. I mean, you put up 121 points, which is good, but.
When we didn't turn the ball over, we were fine. And the end of the first half was just disgusting. I mean, we shot so many threes for some reason. Like we were 7 of 13 at one point, and then directly after the first half, we were 8 of 25. I was like, some point you got to realize, like, all right, this isn't working. So the offensive scheme is just weird. Jokic again was like just weirdly passive. I think the entire team can just kind of sense that the All-Star break is there, and they're just kind of like, all right, let's just get there.
That's what I'm hoping. Like, I hope, like, this was just not a good Jokic game again.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, like 26, 15, 7, but it just doesn't feel like the typical.
He could have had a lot more. He missed bunnies again. It was like the Boston game. Like he
took a lot of threes.
Took a lot of threes again. He was really perimeter. When he started going inside, he didn't have a rhythm. Wendell Carter, actually, I thought he played pretty good defense on a lot of the shots, but
he always plays Jokic.
He always does, yeah. But they got a little way. The fourth quarter was just insane in terms of the refs. I mean, they just like.
Oh yeah, I know.
Completely took over the game. They allowed Orlando to do whatever they wanted, but it's a good game. Once again, Bones, I thought this was his best performance as a starter. Played really efficient. Let me see exactly what his stats were. He had 14 on like 4 of 7 shooting.
3 and 6.
He was really efficient.
I feel like this was Forbes' best game as a Nugget.
Well, he had the Jazz game, but
Oh,
outside of the Jazz game, this is
yeah,
by far
yeah.
his best. Yeah.
Boogie's best game,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, I mean Bones played well. Jeff Green played well.
Yeah.
Gordon didn't really. He only took 6 shots.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on with him,
Mhm.
but maybe he had 5 turnovers, which is the biggest
Yeah,
part that led the team.
he
It was
made
just like,
shots though. He made a big three
yeah.
towards the end of the game where it was kind of feeling like maybe the Magic could hit a couple threes and get right back into it, and he
Mm-hmm.
shut that down.
Yeah. I don't know what I know it's his former team. So that was definitely probably in his mind a little bit, but like,
Hmm.
I don't know what he was. I don't know what was going on in
Yeah.
his head because he had a lot of boneheaded plays.
Gary Harris, great game.
Yes.
He was the only plus in this game for the Magic. Like
Well, Admiral Schofield is also.
I know, I was gonna say out of guys that actually played, Schofield played 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Gary, he looked really good.
he looked athletic too. He had that one big dunk, and then
Yeah.
he was just always hyped up. I just miss his like mannerisms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's always just like smiling. Like it feels
Yeah.
like he's like trolling too. He'll make a three and then he'll just like, I don't know, just like smile after it.
I
and
love
just
Gary,
stand
man.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he had 15 on 6 of 12, 2 of 6 from 3. But he had a couple that went in and out.
Yeah.
He just looks extremely confident now, which is it's a great sight to see. He looks so confident.
Jokic also posted Harris up, and I saw him just smiling the entire time.
Yeah.
Jokic was posting it up. Just a big smile and just because he read a couple of Jokic's passes because he knows kind of what Jokic is going to do. I mean, he had 4 steals, and I think a couple of them against Jokic.
Yeah. He had 6 assists too. Gary led the team. Yeah,
he was good. Wendell Carter was good.
Wendell Carter was really solid.
Wagner was good.
Wagner, I really like Wagner.
Yeah,
I really like him.
Solid.
For how big he is, he moves incredibly well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know he's a wing, but he just like moves so smooth when he gets to the rim. He's a good finisher. He's athletic. He's not a horrible shooter. I think he's shooting like 36%. 36% from 3 as a rookie, as like the main option.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty darn good.
Suggs and Anthony had like
Suggs
horrendous games.
Suggs, I don't know what to make of Jalen Suggs because like every time he had the ball, it felt like good things happened, but he immediately screwed it up.
Yeah,
like he got to the rim,
but he would miss at the rim.
He got to the rim and he would miss like a wide open layup.
Yeah, I know.
A wide open 3, or he'd turn it over, and it's just like.
But he has those plays where he's just zooming down the court.
He's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredibly fast, and defensively he's really good. I mean, he's strong. Like he's built as a guy. I mean, he's a football player. He had offers to play D1 football. He was Mr. Football in Minnesota, so like he knows his stuff. Him and Gary were just ball hawks out there today. I think it's 7 steals combined. Magic as a team had 16. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like
dude, those Chuba Okeke threes kind of piss me off. I'm like, his form, first of all, is kind of nasty, and he's shooting like 31%.
Yeah,
he made 3 of them. I'm like, all right, man. You're so lucky, but no, I mean, like the Magic played a good game outside the first quarter.
They play hard.
I know they do. They're just young right now. I mean, they got some pieces.
They definitely have pieces to build around. I think they have another, and they're gonna have 2 first-round picks this season. I think they might have 3 because I know that they had ours last season. Or no, we had ours last season. They have ours in 2023, so they'll have at least 2 then. I think they have Chicago's next year as well from the Vucevic trade. I don't know if they got a first back for Fournier.
When did Wagner, was he like in the teens? Or no, he was like 7.
He was Lotto. Yeah, he was their first pick. So or no, it was Suggs at 5, and then
he was 8.
Wagner at 8. Yeah. So they can definitely develop if they just get him going. They still have RJ Hampton as well, who I think I still am very high on
Yeah.
before he got injured. So this is a Magic are a good team. Magic, I really like watching them just because of how hard they play.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really play hard. Also because Gary, but like
Yeah. They need to buy him out, dude. I don't feel like they will, but
he feels like he's just too like close with the Magic.
yeah, I
Like, he
know.
feels like he's like a part of that team.
Yeah.
But like
I feel like
man,
the Magic just need maybe Suggs can be it, but just like like every one of these players is like a scorer. Like it
yeah,
doesn't feel like there's anyone that can kind of dice up the defense and give open
yeah, like
looks.
a playmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean
that's
maybe
definitely true.
Suggs can be that or like
I mean,
I don't
they
know.
still also have Markel Fultz and
Yeah.
Jonathan Isaac with
Yeah, that's
injuries. I
true.
don't know if they're coming back this season or not, but
Fultz is definitely like a playmaker, yeah.
yeah, Fultz is 100% that like playmaker guy. So if he comes back and he's healthy, that's definitely it. And that's why I still think Gary Harris is going to get bought out because Fultz is coming back at some point. Isaac is coming back at some point. There's absolutely no reason to play Gary over those two guys.
And Hampton should come back,
Hampton's
right?
coming back at some point. So
Is Isaac I guess what he tore his ACL in the bubble, didn't
in
he?
the bubble, yeah.
So I guess yeah, he could come back.
He's coming. He's gonna come back this season. So yeah, I mean, he's like, and God, just all the videos and pictures like pregame of Gary just dapping up like Jokic and dapping up Malone and Tim Conley. Just like, oh, God, he needs to come back, man.
I know.
He needs to come
He'd
back.
be so because he's healthy now and he's athletic and he was cutting so much.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. Like they couldn't find him on any of these cuts, but I noticed he was cutting
he was.
so much. I'm like, damn, this guy would be nice to have.
Like,
Especially coming off the bench too.
I
Like
know. Like, imagine like Austin Rivers since the Brooklyn game has not done anything.
oh my god, if we had Gary Harris over Austin
Like
Rivers,
Gary instead of Austin, that'd be insane. It's not even like Rivers is like played bad. Like defensively, he's been really solid. It's just offensively, he's doing nothing.
yeah.
Like you get a guy who can shoot, he can score, who's willing to do that for the
Who can
bench.
cut, who can finish through contact. He's just like a bigger body out there too.
Yeah. So that would be huge. And plus, if we get him back, if we get Gary back, like that trade for Aaron Gordon is going to be one of the most like ridiculous trades ever because we would have traded RJ Hampton in a first for
Aaron Gordon.
The switch, like the flip, like the thing that gets us over the hump.
Yeah.
And we give up a developmental piece and a first round pick that's going to be in the 30s. So like that's just insane if we're able to get him back. So I would love it.
Let's hope. We got a big game Wednesday. Last game before the All-Star break.
Golden State.
Yeah. I know. They just lost though. They've been losing. They should.
Oh, did they actually? Did the game end?
Yeah, they lost by 15. I mean, they should have lost to the Lakers probably. They lost to the Jazz. They lost to the Knicks. So they've been struggling. But I mean, this could go either way. It's the game before the All-Star break. These guys just want to get done.
Yeah.
With this.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just like rest Curry and Clay.
Yeah, maybe.
The last game before the All-Star break, but I don't know if they want to go out with like a sour taste in their mouth.
Yeah, because you could use this, I guess, for momentum.
Yeah, it's a big game. Like this is a huge game for Denver, especially.
Yeah.
Because if you win this game on the road, and it's huge, huge. Hopefully Monte is able to play because they need something on the bench, some sort of guard play. Like Facu, he had an okay game. Like I mean, nothing crazy. He didn't mess up. That much, but I mean, once again, you could see like, I mean, Wagner took advantage of his size. Suggs took advantage of his size. And offensively, once again, I mean, he shot 1 for 3 from 3, and there were a couple of plays where I was so mad that he didn't shoot layups. Like he was getting to the rim, but he was just like kick out, and I'm like, no, take the shot. Like you can make layups. I don't understand why he didn't do that.
Yeah,
But
he's weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
we just need Jamal back.
Yeah, Count down the days, man. Count down the days.
Yeah.
MPJ, he was dunking pregame.
Mm-hmm.
There's videos of that, and he was dunking in his second workout of the game or of the day. So the fact that
Did you see the video of him getting his car towed?
yeah,
That was so funny, dude. He was just like standing on the toe. He's like, really? Like, can't repeat what he said, but yeah.
It's so funny. That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a he's a weird dude too. Did you hear what he said about the Valentine's Day stuff?
Yeah, he said like if he doesn't have a shorty or something,
Yeah.
like he'll find him one or something like that for Valentine's Day. Dude, these NBA players are literally crazy, bro. Like seeing them like in the dude, they just bring in so many girls. I'm like, oh my god. They're just so
Dude, it must be easy to pull if you
I know.
got money and you're
Nah,
tall.
literally. And you
Chico,
got like
bro.
700,000 followers on a million followers on Instagram. You can literally just DM anyone.
It's easy, man. But basketball wise for MPJ, he was dunking 2 months after surgery, not even 2 months after surgery. He got surgery in mid-December. So 2 months after a surgery, month and a half after a surgery, on your second workout of the day, being able to dunk and do cuts at it was extremely light, and it was one-handed dunks. It wasn't hanging on the rim and like landing or anything. It was just up, putting the ball in the rim, but he was getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
And for a month and a half post-surgery on a part of your body that has been just destroyed over the last 4 years, for him to be able to do that, that is actually extremely impressive. So
yeah,
I'm very
definitely
encouraged
excited
by
yeah.
that.
All right.
Encouraged by that. But yeah, Will Barton also had a good game. I will say that. 17 and 7. Didn't have an assist, which is kind of odd, but he played well. If you want to close it out, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is it. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
One guy commented, first time I've seen the Nuggets use their magic. Yeah, the refs did, so whatever. But we still won, so doesn't matter. Right, we'll be back probably Wednesday night after the Warriors game. Hopefully, probably not going to win, but hopefully a happy post game show. It could be 2-0 at Golden State. That would really bring some huge confidence if we play them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's hope.